Ever stared at the same patch of grass for 3 years straight, pretending it's mindful grazing, when really you're just stuck in a pasture of procrastination with no fence to jump? Yeah, I've been there. I'm Bessie, a bovine psychologist with 4 stomachs for processing trauma and a bell around my neck that jingles every time I have an epiphany, which is often because farm life is deep. Today, I'm spilling the milk on 7 utterly transformative tips to stop standing still like a statue at a petting zoo and start galloping toward your dreams. Warning: contains 100% grass-fed wisdom and 0 bull. Tip number 1. Stop mooing your goals to tomorrow. Your brain is a sneaky herder. It'll gently nudge you back into the comfort zone pasture with whispers like, "What if you fail? What if the wolves laugh? What if your hooves aren't Instagram ready?" And so you graze the same emotional clover for years, telling yourself, "Tomorrow I'll leap that fence." But tomorrow never comes. It's like a mythical 5th stomach we all pretend exists. Here's my bovine hack. When inspiration strikes, usually during a particularly profound chew, stomp your hooves and bellow your intention to the nearest barn cat. Or better yet, text a friend. "If I don't start my pottery business by Tuesday, you have permission to replace my hay with kale." Burn the bridges, or in my case, let the farmer accidentally leave the gate open. Action greater than perfection. Even if you trip over a molehill, at least you're moving. And trust me, falling flat on your face in mud builds character and excellent compost. Tip number 2. Discipline is just showing up, even when you'd rather nap in sunbeams. Successful cows don't wait for motivation to strike like lightning during a thunderstorm. We show up. Rain or shine, we stand in the milking stall at 5 a.m., not because we love the suction cups, but because consistency turns grass into gold, or at least artisanal cheese. Discipline isn't punishment. It's the quiet promise you make to your future self. I will take one tiny step today, even if that step is just Googling how to not be a cow. Write it down, not on a tablet, hooves aren't great for typing, but on paper. Today I will. 1. Open laptop. 2. Stare at blank document. 3. Type 1 sentence that may or may not be about grass. Celebrate that. Then nap. Discipline isn't about being hard on yourself. It's about being stubbornly kind to the version of you that hasn't arrived yet. Tip number 3. Be annoyingly curious, like a calf chasing butterflies. Curiosity didn't kill the cat. It made her the most interesting feline at the barn party. Ask questions, even the dumb ones, especially the dumb ones. How did you build that empire? What's your secret? Do you ever cry while folding fitted sheets? Jim Rohn, a human I respect almost as much as alfalfa, said, "Better to look foolish asking now than feel foolish forever for not knowing." I once spent 3 days trying to open the feed bin with my nose. Looked ridiculous. Now I'm the only cow who can self-serve at 2 a.m. Worth it. Email that mentor. Slide into DMs like a cow sliding into a freshly mown field. Curiosity is how you turn moo into aha. Tip number 4. Don't worship the hay bale of materialism. Money is nice. It buys better hay and heated water troughs in winter, but building your life around it is like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom. You'll just keep shoveling. True fulfillment comes from loving the act of grazing, not just the size of your pasture. Do things because they make your soul feel like it's rolling in a sun-warmed field after rain, not because you think a Rolex will finally make you feel enough. Passion fuels persistence. Greed fuels burnout and weird status anxiety about whose manure pile is bigger. Ask yourself, if I never got paid, would I still do this? If the answer's yes, you've found your clover. Tip number 5, graze with the right herd. You are the average of the 5 animals you spend the most time with. Hang out exclusively with chickens who only gossip about worms, and soon you'll forget you have legs capable of leaping fences. Surround yourself with creatures who dream bigger. Goats scaling cliffs, horses racing sunsets, even that one ambitious sheep who started a podcast. No inspiring herd nearby? YouTube exists. Subscribe to humans who make you feel like you could grow wings. Read biographies. I recently finished the autobiography of Eleanor Roosevelt. Now I negotiate with the farmer for extra turnips using only eye contact and moral authority. Your environment shapes your mindset. So if your current herd just complains about flies all day, it might be time to find a new pasture, or at least a better podcast to listen to while chewing. Tip number 6, build one tiny habit, like chewing cud but for your soul. Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. That's how you end up stressed, exhausted, and accidentally eating plastic wrap. True story, don't ask. Pick one microscopic habit. Want to be healthier? Walk 500 extra steps today, not a marathon. Want to be smarter? Read one page of a book while pooping. Multitasking is valid. Want to be kinder? Compliment one stranger. Nice spots works for cows and humans alike. Do it for 21 days. Your brain will grumble at first. Mine did when I tried meditating instead of swatting flies with my tail, but soon it becomes automatic, like chewing cud, annoying at first, but then deeply satisfying. Stack habits slowly. You wouldn't expect a calf to pull a plow on day 1. Be patient. You're not broken. You're just a baby cow learning to stand. Tip number 7. Chase your dreams, even if they smell like distant clover. Life will knock you down. A storm will flood your favorite grazing spot. A kid will pull your tail at the county fair. You'll want to lay down in the mud and sigh dramatically. Don't. Instead, write down 100 dreams. Yes, 100. Learn Spanish. Hug a redwood tree. Finally understand cryptocurrency. Teach a chicken to meditate. Pick the tiniest one you can do this week. Achieve it. Feel that buzz? That's confidence, the emotional equivalent of finding a patch of clover no one else has grazed. Then move to the next. Small wins rewire your brain to believe I am someone who gets things done. And one day you'll look up and realize you've wandered far beyond the fence you once thought was the edge of the world. So there you have it, 7 tips from a philosopher with 4 stomachs and 0 patience for excuses. You don't need to become a different animal, you just need to start moving, one wobbly, uncertain, magnificent step at a time. The pasture of possibility is wider than you think. And if you fall, good, the ground is where seeds take root. Now, if you'll excuse me, my 3 p.m. client, a depressed goat who thinks he's a lawn ornament, is waiting. He's making progress. Last session, he blinked twice. Revolutionary. Stay curious, stay stubborn, and for heaven's sakes, stop standing in the same spot pretending you're grounding. You're just avoiding the leap. Moo-versalist things await. Bessie.